Lantern! Pick on someone your own size!
Hey everybody, it's Marshall Monk here, and yes, this video is late, along with a lot of my other videos that I've been planning, but we have to talk about this video topic, and that is Joss Whedon versus Zack Snyder's tone in Justice League. Now, we have to talk about this for many reasons, one of them being the main reason that Joss Whedon totally ruined this film. Now, before we get into major details, I have to say, spoiler alert, obviously, because we're going to go into detail of how this happened. There's a lot of evidence I have to back up this claim. But two, if you haven't seen Justice League, you shouldn't be watching this video. But if you haven't and you still are watching, do not comment, right? Because you have no opinion on this matter, and you also have no right to an opinion because you haven't seen how bad Whedon messed this film up. I've even had debates with people who haven't seen the movie who say Zack Snyder's to blame, which makes no sense because they haven't seen the movie. So go watch Justice League or just don't watch this video, right? I'm not going to do it with any hate. I'm just throwing the facts out there. Alright, so let's get into this video topic. So Joss Whedon was brought onto this film to finish, may I remind you, finish the movie that Zack Snyder had mostly created when he had to part for family reasons, right? So Zack Snyder left, they brought Joss Whedon in because he was already signed for Batgirl, which we'll talk about in a second. But yeah, so Joss Whedon was here to finish the movie, and I was actually confident. I was like, you know what? He did well with the first Avengers. It was Marvel's first billion-dollar club film, right? It put Marvel on the map, so I was like, Joss, you can do this, right? I mean, you can finish the movie, no big deal. Well, after seeing the movie, right, it's like, you did not finish this movie, you completely made it your own. And I really feel like that's, you know, not a good thing to do to not only a fellow colleague, right, a fellow director, but a director who's dealt with a lot of trauma as of recent, right? Or a lot of family issues. I just felt like it was totally disrespectful to Snyder's work and his situation. But not only that, but Joss Whedon has difficulty with how he runs and writes for a movie, right? We've known this for a while now. It's been this huge thing with Age of Ultron. It was a huge controversy when that film came out. I still liked the film, but I do see why everyone was so upset about it. And then now looking here, it's just a mess. And I really do feel for Zack Snyder. So, it's really messy. Now, there has been some things where I do agree with Joss and what he did a little bit. I think that that's something to kind of show there. But let's talk about Zack Snyder for 1 second before we get back into details of Joss Whedon's screw-up of a movie, or the second half. In my review, I talked about how I wanted the Snyder cut of the movie, and now there's a petition to sign it. So it's all over Twitter. You should search up for it. I actually have it on my Twitter feed, so go see it there. There's links down below to my Twitter. And this thing's over 130,000 signatures already. So I'm thinking we might get the Snyder cut maybe way down the line. I don't think it's going to come anytime soon. Like, I don't think they're going to drop it with the digital version of the movie when it comes out. But I'm hoping they do eventually because that's the movie I signed up for, right? That I paid money for. And we didn't get it. Alright, so back to Joss Whedon. So, first things first. The humor of this movie, not all of it, let me throw that out there. Not all of it, but most of it is very forced. I think I said that in my review. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't remember. But I do know for sure now making this video, it was very forced. And it was Joss Whedon. The actors, all of them, well, maybe most of them. I don't think Gal Gadot spoke out because she's just been so busy with Brett Ratner and that whole story, which we might do a video on. But I do know that Ben Affleck and Ezra Miller said that the jokes that Whedon threw in here were just very forced. They weren't jokes that they thought they should have made, right? They wanted to do something different. Ben Affleck, who's a freaking writer for film, right, was like, hey, this is not going to work. And it didn't. You always listen to Ben Affleck because he's that smart. But anyway, it's just been a mess from the beginning with the humor, right? And also the characters, right? And what Whedon cut out that really makes the characters. So the shorter runtime, a lot of people do think it's a good thing. I thought it was a good thing too, but I also think that there could have been a lot more leeway, right? Maybe 2 hours. There was a lot of Aquaman lore that was cut out of the movie. There was a lot of, Ezra Miller stuff I would have liked to see cut out. There was a lot of stuff from the trailers from Backstory with Cyborg I would have liked to see, and we didn't get any of that either. So I really do feel like you know, and of course we had that whole Russian, I think what it was, that whole family that was like trying to escape Steppenwolf's attack. Why did you leave that in there and cut out all the good stuff? I don't really get it, to be honest, because that family should have died right off the bat, because it makes no sense how they survived that long. But anyway, diving into this, Wonder Woman, we have to talk about Gal Gadot. I'm so sorry for her. So as you guys may or may not have heard about the whole controversy with the Amazons in the movie and how they looked, I'm gonna say it, that was Zack Snyder, not gonna lie, but I do feel like the humor that they brought to Wonder Woman here, first of all, she was really underpowered. The humor in this movie for her was really objectifiable, I think that's the word, right? And it's just been a mess. And I have some evidence to back this up that this wasn't Snyder, is that Joss Whedon was originally up to direct and write for Wonder Woman a long time ago, and his script for Wonder Woman leaked online, and it's very objectifiable. So here you can see that when he got his hands on this character, he totally messed her up, right? It was just like all the work, all of it, that Patty Jenkins did down the drain, right? It's just really sad. So that's another reason why Joss Whedon messed this up. Now, one thing he did do correctly was the opening scene with Batman. He actually did do that. That was actually all Whedon. So I have to say thank you, Joss Whedon, for a good Batman scene. But when it came to everything else that he did in this movie, it was that bad. So what do you all think about this? I mean, do you think that Zack Snyder is still the one to blame after not only the actors are evidence to the claim, the whole Wonder Woman script that he did is also evidence to back this up? I mean, there's a lot of things supporting this claim that Joss Whedon was the one who originally messed up Justice League. So what do you guys think? And do you think that the Snyder Cut should be released? Because it's reportedly 3 hours long, and I would rather see a 3-hour Justice League film than an hour and 35-minute Justice League film. Don't forget to comment down below. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. You know you have the time, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.